Attention, attention, attention. This is the Townit A of the day. If you're around and would like to check in, please come in with your call sign phonetically. Reminder to all that the net is being recorded for training purposes. TY9YUE.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Vineyard number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Unit number 2, Kilo Alpha India.
Okay, got 3 to start with. Anyone else? Anyone else? One more call. Anyone else? Check in, check in, check in.
Ticket number 2, Delta November Golf. Ticket number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Yacht number 2, Golf Echo India.
Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? One last call. Someone try to check in? Come in again? Oh, yeah, we have Wing. Okay. Wing says she cannot talk, but I will call her name just for the fun factor so that she seems like she's here. But yeah, she actually already contributed to the net, so we have topics today. Okay, before I begin, one last call. Anyone want to check in? Please come now. Let's begin. It would be nice if you have something to write with. Okay, so if you have something to write with, I want you to draw a big box that is like like a sheet of paper, vertically, right? Like a long box, a big box. Okay, so you want to draw 4 shapes: a circle, and under that circle would be a square, and then another circle, and then another square. Okay, so it's like, yeah, kind of like that. So we have 4 things vertically. So we have a circle, we have a square, we have a circle, we have a square. Okay. Okay. So draw a line in the center that connects them all. Okay. So it's kind of like, the meatball, the pepper, the meatball, the onion, right? Like that. Okay. So they're all connected in the center. The top one is the Yun San. Okay. Below the Yun San, the square is the ghost altar. And then the circle is your local hut. And then at the bottom is you just X. Okay. So on this diagram, I want you to draw some curved line arrow going like starting from the right side, right? So from the Yun San to the ghost altar, there's like a line with an arrow pointing down, so it goes downward. And then ghost altar to the heart, there's another arrow going down. So these arrows are on the right side, okay? Right side. So it's like, yeah. Okay, so you get it. So continue doing that for all the right side, right? And then all the left side is like going back up. So from the X to the heart to the ghost altar to the Yun San. So you have like, that line with a arrow pointing up on the left side. So all the left is going up. Okay, good. Now, the Yun San, you can write YS, right? But what happened in the Yun San is there are essence. So it's called Jing Yun, which is like the essence in the Yun San, okay? So they're like essence. They're like little particles. They're like dots, okay? So these dots are in there. And in the ghost altar, there is chi. Chi is like kind of like air, okay? Chi. In the heart, there's blood. Okay. So three things. The particle, the air, right? The chi, and the blood. Okay. So working from the right side, the Yun San, going down to the ghost altar, we cultivate the essence and turn them into chi. Okay, so you can write it down, or beside that arrow, you cultivate the essence and turn them into chi. It's like when you have like those ideas and come over and turn them into thoughts, right? So kind of like that. Now, from here, the ghost altar going down, you cultivate the chi into a god. So the god is the power in the heart, which can also be cloned and create more gods, okay? So your heart now has God power. And then from that heart to the X is using the God to external party. So it's like we use the God to cook a meal, to write an email, like anything that we put our heart into with the hope of a certain outcome, that will be how we use the God. Anything you do in life uses the God. Like you try to, do a speech, you try to write an email, you try to cook dinner, right? Anything you do, you always have like, oh, I want to achieve this result. There you go. A God is being used, right? Very simple. Now, when the God dies, like it's finished, right? So your heart is not on it anymore. The God dies. So from the X going back up to the heart, right? The God will return back to the heart. And here you can write on that arrow, it's like the God return. And so it replenishes the blood. Okay, so it becomes like blood in the heart. And then from the heart, going back to the ghost altar, it turns the blood back up into the ghost altar, becomes chi again. So the blood replenishes the chi. And then when the ghost altar go back up to the Yun San, it turns the chi back, refines it back to essence, and it becomes the replenishment of the Jing, which is the essence. And because of that, you replenish the Jing, right? So you're kind of like fortifying the source to give birth to more elements that can be used, which is the essence. And so later, those elements become the essence. You can come down again and become the chi again. That is our cycle between the three realms, and how we actually use the stuff here to the external, and it goes back up. So there are many Chinese medicine that say, oh, you eat this, it replenishes the blood. You eat this, it replenishes the chi. It's not that food giving you more blood or chi. Okay, don't be scammed by that or fooled by that. It's not. It's basically saying, okay, if something replenishes the blood, what happened is it helps you to cut off your heart to some of the God that you created. So the God dies, right? And it comes back to you. So now it's like on your phone, right? I delete some of your background process. So all the memory goes back into your pool of resources. That's what happened. It's not like I'm giving you more memory. It's just that I'm cutting off all the stuff that drains into your memory, right? So now, because the God dies, it goes back to your heart. So you have more blood now. Hey, that is called replenish the blood. Replenishing the chi is like, okay, we're cutting off anything from your heart and it goes back up to the ghost altar, right? The ghost altar now have more chi, right? So you're like replenishing, meaning like you're actually cutting away the usage so that it goes back up, and that is the replenishment. So a lot of people think that you eat this, eat that, and it give you more. It's kind of like it's like a scam, like some of the program that like CC Cleaner, they say, oh, it makes your computer faster. Like, come on, right? Anyone knows, like, have common sense. You know that you have the hardware, which gives you the power, the speed, the storage, right? It's not going to get better by using a software, right? Food is a software. It's not going to give you more RAM. It's not going to give you more hard drive space. It's not going to make your computer faster than what it can do. What it can do is overclock your CPU, make it work faster. Yeah, like overclock it. Or it can be like cut off these things so that you have more memory for outside something else, right? Yeah, that can be done. Like it changes the way you use the resources, but it's not going to like, oh, suddenly it's like you plug in a new RAM stick into your motherboard. It doesn't do that. Eating any food, any herb doesn't give you more shit. Okay? This is a common misunderstanding about herbal medicine. They think you eat more of this, it gives you more. Like suddenly you have more memory. Suddenly you have more RAM. Your CPU is like upgraded. It doesn't work that way. It's just a software. You put it in you, it changes the way things work inside your system so that it feels like you're not as stuck, but it's still the same amount. So can you replace that with something else? Yeah, you can. You can use like Qigong, you can use the way, you do catting, and you can do the same thing. Food is only one of the many ways. Like I taught how to fix her problem by jumping up and down, shaking the leg, shaking the hand. It works the same way. So yeah. Let's go. Tier number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. Boom.
Okay. Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. I was trying to copy this down as quickly as possible. So what I have is the Yun Sun, the Ghost Altar, the Heart, and X is going down the page. And then going up the other side of the page is X, Heart, Ghost Altar, and Yun Sun. And then I guess I'm wondering what using the God to external the blood, external the party, anything with the hope of outcome is the last box. And then when it goes back up, it goes to be the blood, and then the chi is into the Ghost Altar, and then it goes back to the Yun Sun, which then becomes more chi when it completes the cycle. Do I have that correct? Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
You're trying very hard, but yeah, you're pretty much on the right track. When the Yun Sun, like Yun Sun is pre-heaven, right? So we say anything that goes from pre-heaven to post-heaven, you're like the chi is being pushed out so that you can manifest into work. And after that, it comes back in the form of blood, and the blood actually goes back to the pre-heaven to create more resources for later, so you can actually do more things, right? So yeah, that's basically the idea. Don't worry about being able to catch up or not with the diagram. Eventually someone will have it, or I will have it. So yeah, pay attention to listening and understanding, and what actually, like, any feeling that kind of spark up, like that. And yeah, so let's move on. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tenured number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Good day to Sergeant Gijan. Good day to my seniors and my juniors, and anybody else who's creeping in the background. Just from observing the process, this is a self-sustaining ecosystem, Sajwan. We not only pull down the resource, but we also inherently replenish it at the end. So it's pretty cool, especially how you gave us a lot more detailed description of the yinsen and how it's actually jing or the essence, and then that's refined down to the ghost altar, which is the chi, and the chi itself comes down, refines down into the blood of the god, which is makes sense. And having these as a visual presentation really helping me to follow it, and that's why I kind of understood that it's a self-sustaining ecosystem, and I guess we are still a part of nature, because this is nature itself is an ecosystem. It doesn't need anything externally to make it work or replenish itself. It's a whole system, and I guess we are just a reflection of nature itself. So that's what I'm getting from this. That's how I feel about it, which is pretty cool. And I'm eager to see how the rest of the 9-star theory is gonna be expanded on. I know the first 3 you already showed us the first 3, and the 4th one will be the internal. 1 to 3 is the external, 4, which is like. So yeah, back to you, Tinny, at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay, I posted a picture already, so you guys don't have to worry about it. So there you go. 3. It kind of looked like a 3 circle, 3 circle with 4 different middle sections, kind of like that. About the 9-star, well, we talked about that many times already. How the ghost altar come down and we use the stuff, and then we sleep and go back up. So it's same theory. It's there's nothing new. Okay, it's basically the same thing. I'm just now getting more into about the chi and blood and like what we actually mean. It's not just us. I mean, it's basically supposed to be what TCM is talking about, the chi and the blood. So the sad thing is, because they are like going Western, so now it's like they don't even know what the chi is. And then the doctors that try to be Western try to say, oh, chi is like the air inside your body, like you breathe in, breathe out. That becomes the fishy thing and making everyone confused, because you try to say chi is the breathing, it's so stupid. It's nothing to do with that. And then the blood, they think is like the red juice, right? It's not related, not even related at all. It's not that. The blood is a form of invisible force, just like chi, and it's actually when things die in the post heaven, they become the blood and comes back up. So yeah, eventually you'll be feeling like very the feeling is like a mixed feeling. In one way, it's like we're happy because we have this knowledge, but now you look at like a lot of the doctors who claim to be a doctor, and they're like super clueless about this. It feels weird. Tier number 2, Kilo Alpha India.
Tenet number 2, Kilo Alpha India. I would like to greet everybody in the net, Sazwan Kichang. I did cut off a while ago when we were starting the net, so I didn't catch up the whole thing. But at least the picture there in the net, you can see the summary of your topic today. But I'm getting confused to the just below the Yunsan. I'm not sure what that GA stand for. Just want to clarify what does it mean? What does it stand for? The GA below the Yunsan. Unit number 2, Kilo Alpha India, back to you.
Hey, well, I always say, the net is going to happen every day. It's best to check everything before the net begins, right? Like your mic, your connection, everything, so you come in, and you're ready. So you don't have this issue, right? Usually the net begins at 1 p.m. and I'm here at like 12:57. So you can come in earlier and do a test and everything, and make sure everything's working, so that you're not going to have this issue again. Okay, I said that to Sung. He tried to check in earlier, and it definitely avoid a lot of problems like that. And yeah, so just follow along and see what you will have later. It's fine. Okay, I have posted a picture online so you can catch up too. Tier number 2, Delta November Golf.
Ticket number 2, Delta November Golf. Jiajang Gijang, and greeting everyone on the net. Yeah, it's kind of like or what we are as a human, to be have the cycle from Yun San Chi, and then go to the blood, and then go to the outcome, and what we do, and then going back up again. Because I think the outcome is the God die, right? The God die, and then go create the blood again, and then go up to the ghost altar, and then the Yun San. This is like as a human being. But if what is the difference, Chejuan, if we are comparing with the immortal? Are there have the same cycle like this, or maybe they have a different kind of chi so they can do wonder, or yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just like a crazy equation, but it's yeah, it's what coming in my mind. So back to you, Net Controller. Unit number 2, Delta November Golf.
Well, the truth is there is no immortal, like you can live long, 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 long forever. There's no such things. And if there is a Taoist that try to do that, they don't even understand life at all. Because if you live too long, right, like you're living past that 100 years mark, then it's like a baby in the tummy and not coming out after the 10 months. So eventually you will have issues. And when you have like lived so long and then eventually, right, you die, now you have a long way to suffer. And it's going to be very bad because you have too much stuff, and that will push you down. And when you're like being a ghost again, it will be very, very hard to actually go upward, and it actually push you down to the very bad place. So any Taoist that is afraid of dying and want to live longer, they don't understand life. Tier number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Tier number 2, Golf Alpha Papa. All right. So based off of what you have been sharing with us, with the flow of the goods, right? The goods being the essence from the Yun Sun to the Ghost Altar, which is then from the essence we cultivate the chi. The chi is what happens to the Ghost Altar. And then from the Ghost Altar to the heart is cultivated the blood. And then on the other side of things, it's like after we put the God that we create with the blood into action, and it dies and starts going back up from blood to chi, then to essence again. That there could be interruptions or imbalances along the way, which is I think what we as Taoists seek to kind of understand, maybe with the help of the celestial medic, to try and correct. Because ideally it is just as simple, that flow. But I guess things that happen in life, especially coming from on the ordinary life, can create those imbalances or toxins or interruptions in that flow. Am I correct in assuming that, Sejong? Back to you, TY2, Tenyak number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Yeah, you're correct. But not just imbalance, but sometimes it's like it's just broken. Like for example, if I talk to a disciple and I say, "Oh, you should go sign up the forum," and I have hope in the disciple, right? And then the disciple decided to like not do it, drag it, and just forgot about it. So my God went out and failed. So this disciple actually created the toxic blood for me, right? And if I keep having my hope, right, like, oh yeah, he will do it, he will do it, he will do it, then it's like, yeah, the God already failed, and yet I'm not letting the God come back, right? Like being too nice, having too much chances for them. So I'm not letting my God return. And because of that, as a result, in life, I will always be thinking about that disciple. Oh, why is he not here yet? Oh, why is he still not here? Yeah, maybe I should give him another. Like I keep worrying, right? Because the God is not coming back. And because of that, we can say the God is not settled. Okay? So the God is not settled. It's like out there, it's dying, but it's not really dying. It's kind of like, it's like a person, he is like near death in the hospital with everything plugged into his body, but he's not dying. So how does that feel, right? Very bad. And because of that, right, you have a lot of those blood and chi going, trying to save this God, but yet the God is still like on the edge of dying. So your resources is non-stop being drained by this God that you created. And well, at the end, the guy really, just ill out or something. So yeah, it came back with a lot of blood and chi put into it. It's kind of like you waste a lot of money trying to save your grannies or whatever in the hospital, right? Like you put a lot of them in, like 100K trying to do the surgery, do this chemo and whatever, right? Like lots of stuff being put in. And then at the end, they still die. So now what are you going to do, right? You're going to feel really shitty. We spent all that resources and now it's like still not working, right? Yeah. So that's what happened. The God come back with lots of toxin. If I cut it on day one, there's no toxin, like a little bit, but not a lot. But if I keep having my hope in it, and then you experience the end result, which is a fail, then that toxin is going to be very bad, right? So, Tia number 2, Gulf Echo India.
Tenyak number 2, Golf Echo India. Hi everyone on the net, Sejong, Gichang. There's just so many interesting points being brought up today. With a combination of the idea of, not outliving ourselves, and also the way that that toxins are built up. Because unfortunately, failure is a part of life. Not everything that you do is going to work out. So it almost seems to me like for a Taoist who knows where they're headed after this world, it would almost be better to have a rather short life. Not to suicide, because we can't do that. But it would almost be better if you're like, in your mid-20s and you've been, moderately successful, and then, you get hit by a bus or something, and no one puts a whole lot of effort into keeping you alive. You go off into the next realm. It seems like that would almost be a pretty ideal situation, because there's less time to accumulate toxins, and you're not at risk of overstaying yourself here. I'm curious about your thoughts on that, Sujwan. Tin Yacht number 2, Gulf Echo India.
Okay, the answer is no. The best time to die is starting from 80 to 100. Okay, because it's not about you not accumulating toxin. I mean, like, look, in life, you can live a life without making a lot of mess. You can live a life building a lot of goods. Instead of looking at the toxin, why can't you look at building more good stuff, right? You can be building good things. It's not always toxin, right? The blood can also be good blood as well. And also, you need the time to build up your Tao soul and your Tao heart. You can't just die early because, like, there's no one wants you over there, right? So if you die and, like, let's say the end result is you go to DLT, right? Why do you think DLT wants you if you are like just nobody, right? So it takes time for you to build your profile and your relationship and everything with the gods. And so that they look at you, like you, to the point that it's like, yeah, if you die, we'll just check you over. It doesn't matter what you have, right? That's what happened, you know, like with Bear's cat. Like, you don't even have to go to the religious court. They just take you in. That's what you want to do. Going to the religious court to like stay after you die, to me, is a torture. You know, it's like, I'm here working for the lineage, and then when I die, I still go, like, you know, get a job and then work my ass off for like another life, and then I have to like get a chance to go up. I mean, like, why? You have your whole life here. You worked already. You're supposed to just go straight up to DLT. You know, that is the point that you want to get to. And it's like going to DLT is like an award, you know, like the god is like, oh, you worked for the lineage enough already. We want to award you and just bring you here to have a good life. You're not going to DLT to work. You're going to DLT to have a life, a happy, enjoyable life, not to like, oh, let me go there and get a job, right? No, you're not getting a job. You can get a job later if you want to, but it's not like I'm going to work. That's why I go there. No, you're not. Okay, it's an award. So you want to get to that point, then you need to use time to build your own book, as it tells us, to be able to go. You can't just go because of like 1 year, 2 years of history, right? So yeah, in the noon scripture, there's a passage about this, saying like, in your life, the whole life is about going through hurdles, and hurdles make you stronger, and also it polish and refine your Tao heart and make like the profile, right? So that makes you worthy, and people want to then get you over there, right? That's the point. Okay, let's see if Wayne want to come in. Tina number 3, WNG, Whiskey November Golf. Okay. She said, so when our chi gets stuck, how does that process work, pushing it out in regarding to utilizing this diagram? When the chi gets stuck, then it doesn't come out, right? So usually when the chi is stuck, you have to manifest it to reality by like doing things. Like, for example, I'm very angry. The chi is stuck inside, right? So I can vent it out by punching the heavy bag or doing something like putting my heart into something which uses the chi. But sometimes there's like something in the middle that is like your pipe is being blocked by something which we call the sat, right? When the chi is being stuck and the blood is also stuck, right? It's kind of like the blood just clogged up. That becomes a sat. The sat is like very condensed. It's very hard. It's like the poop that cannot come out. It's very hard. So what happened is we need to break it up. Okay. So we call break up the sat. And so the sat can be chopped up into smaller pieces, and then you can deal with it. As normal people, like without magic, right? It's very hard. But sometimes it could be done. For example, if you have like a big mental trauma, and that becomes the sat, right? So in order to deal with that, you might want to like break it up into different pieces. And like, for example, I'm going to overcome this fear by just like, building up some kind of skills to overcome this part. And then later that part, and eventually with like small building blocks, it will get better. But it is very hard, just almost impossible. So with magic, we use a stronger kind of power that kind of override your human power, which is the magic, right? So the magic power is more pre-heaven than your system in general, even the Yunsan. So it overpowers everything. And it's kind of like you have the pipe that is stuck, right? If you want to unclog it yourself, it's like you try to put hot water and it's not really going to work. But the Drano, that chemical is not ordinary stuff, right? It's very, very strong, like the magic power. So you put that in and it will dissolve. So yeah. Let's move on to tier number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha, had a question about the diagram that's in the room, where it says that the god dies, and then the god is being reborn when it goes back up the other side. Does the dying and the rebirth happen at the same time? Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
How can you repeat again?
On the diagram that's been posted in the room, at the bottom of the diagram, it says the god dies after the X. And then as it's going back up, it says the god is returned. Is the god dying and the god returning simultaneous?
Well, no, the god has to die first and then it returns. So it kind of like return in another form, right? It's like you die and then you're like a corpse, right? And then you come back. So you're no longer moving. You get the point? It's like, imagine God is like, let us borrow the word energy, right? Now it's like the energy is active, it's moving, it's moving around. And when the God dies, it's like the energy become inactive. It's not moving anymore. Okay, so imagine you take a microscope and you look into it, right? The God that is alive is like there's like stuff inside moving around. There's stuff inside, right? That moves. Now, when the God is finished, it dies. It doesn't move anymore. It's like you look into a piece of fabric. There's nothing inside, right? So it doesn't move, and then it returns back to the heart, and it becomes the blood. You get it? Back to you.
Okay, that makes more sense. I understand. So you have to die first, and then once you've completed that cycle, then you just are reborn, or it is reborn, or it's returned. And so you can go through another cycle. All right. Thank you. Tier number 4, HAA.
Yeah, and any God that is being sent out, right? It's kind of like a tracker. So if you send a God to your lunch, because you're like making the lunch, right? So there's a God in the lunch, right? As you are still on it, the God will draw the resources from your heart. And so your heart, the resources in the heart is like the blood and the chi. The chi pushes blood to move. Blood is like liquid, like water, and chi pushes it forward. So if there's not enough chi, the chi is weak, then like the blood comes in, but it's very slow. But if there's like too much chi, too strong, then the blood is like overflowing or like too much blood, right? Then it becomes a problem. So when you're like having a good amount of chi, that means the supply of the blood is good, then your God will get enough of its juice to stay alive. Okay? So yeah, so the God actually keeps on drawing the chi and the blood from your system to as long as it's still alive and out there doing stuff. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Then you had number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Well, Sajwan, I was wondering, so what magic could we do to reduce getting some of the, well, not necessarily getting, but relieving or excreting a lot of the toxic blood that may come out, that may come to us just by being in life, you know, like you said, disappointment is inevitable. You never know how things are going to happen. So what magic could we do, or what cultivation, I should say, we could do to detoxify ourselves from the blood that has already come back to us, one, and two, I'm having a very, I wouldn't say difficult time, but confusing time right now with the chi and the blood. So when it's coming down, there's chi flows from your goes altered, and it's refined into a god or blood. And so would you say that the chi itself acts like a conduit for the blood? So there's blood inside of the chi, just to get a better understanding of it, because I know when it goes back up, is the blood or god first that goes back into the chi, which would be going back into the co-salter and going back up. Back to you, Trinidad number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Meridian is like a pipe. It connects you to something. So the chi is like the air you blow inside the pipe, and there's blood flowing inside. So when you blow the chi, it pushes more blood forward. So if the chi is strong, it pushes more blood and faster. If the chi is not strong, then less blood will be pumped out. So basically the chi is like wind. It pushes. That's why the word chi is like air, right? It's like pretty much like air. You know, like air guns. If you have like a lot of high pressure air behind the pellet will fly very fast. And so it creates a bigger impact. When you have not enough air, then it becomes like a peeing pellet, right? It just drops. So that's basically what happened with your blood. When you spend the god and it comes out with like a failure, like a failed outcome, it becomes toxin. So the way to remove toxin, or actually to fix the problem, is to create the non-toxin or good blood, which go back into the heart and dilute the toxin. You can only like kind of dilute it, right? So how do you dilute that toxin? Well, for example, like a easy way I always say is, hey, you learn the magic here and you use it and you see it work, right? Like okay, let's say you have a interview, right? Job search. Okay, you do magic and then you see it work. Like Wing, right? Oh, I did the letter and it, wow, suddenly the luck changed and getting better. You witness yourself do magic, use the god, successful, come back, good outcome. Hey, after that thing is done, that is good blood, right? So you're non-stop creating a lot of good blood as long as you keep using the magic, bringing good result back, and then witnessing and so on, and it comes back as good stuff, and it will eventually make your blood become healthy. Another way is like we do the scripture chanting, and then we consume that power from the god. So you're like actually consuming the blood from the god in the lineage. And by doing that every month, like we drink the food and so on, right? By doing that, you are also putting the what we call the Samlo dragon blood into you, and that mixes with your blood, and your toxin is going to be dissolved by it. There you go. Tina number 2, Kilo Alpha India.
Tenet number 2, Kilo Alpha India. I'm right now interested in the metaphoric example of like the meaning behind longevity, like when most people will confuse it with the length of your lifespan, other than the actual example of maybe like when we're describing something like the thing that you are doing, how long do they last, and something like that. So I believe like most of these example that you are describing, like in the chat and everything, they are not exactly what they are actually translating in reality. They are just metaphor. So I'm interested now to clarify the part of the longevity. Tenet number 2, Kilo Alpha India, back to you.
Well, things you do in life can live long when there's always like blood supply. So when you still have blood to supply, then you will still continue. So let's say if you're like learning piano, okay, and some people learn piano for 2 weeks and they give up. Why? Because there's no blood going there. So how do you put more blood in? Well, put chi inside, right? You use the chi to push blood. So how do you do that? Well, if you're doing piano, right, you have to use the chi, like from the ghost altar, and bring it down. So you got to like think. You got to have passion, focus, and then do like the 3 kind of chi, right? If you don't put your chi into things, like, oh, I'm doing it, but I don't care. I'm just like robotically doing it, mechanically moving my fingers. I'm doing it because my mom told me to. Then there's no chi. You don't put your chi into it. You don't put your heart into it. You don't put your love into it. There's no blood. The love, the passion is like what gives the blood, right? If you don't believe yourself, there's no blood. So you don't believe you can do it, then you give up. So as long as you believe, you have passion, you focus, you think, and you do, then it will keep going. So a lot of people give up is because they stop acting, they stop focusing or connecting to it, and then they stop thinking about it, and eventually it's all gone. Yeah. Tia number 2, Delta November Golf.
Tia number 2, Delta November Golf. Yes, John. So basically, everything we do have to be balanced with the chi and the blood. So is that all, the blood also created by the food? Like for example, like if the meridian is clogged by the food that we eat, like a toxic food, like a junk food, like that. So it's make our meridian stuck. So the chi cannot flow good, push it the blood. So there's also the problem for us. Our body gonna get sick. Is that what happened? Back to you, Nathan Georgina, number 2, Delta November Golf.
For any food, okay, they have life, right? So they would have some blood left over, and they will have the chi there as well, their soul. So you're consuming that as well, okay? But most likely is that when you consume it, because you're not like when we consume beef, we're not eating the whole thing. We're like eating a little bit of it, right? So it's not a lot. But mostly the thing that you consume, it becomes like something that affects or influence your own blood and chi flow. Like I say, when you eat chicken, your chi is going to be a little bit more like chicken. So chicken has like the property of that chicken it's like usually they're born and they can fly, so the chi goes up. If the thing is like a seafood, it goes down. If it's like a walking animal, it goes altar. So different kind of animals, they have like a natural property to their chi. When you eat more of that or too much of that, and your chi always like go down too fast, go up too much, and that will cause a problem. So when you're having like now you have like pain with the tooth, right? So I tell you to not eat seafood because seafood the chi goes down. So if you push the chi go down so much, then it goes to your local body, and your local body is wounded. So all the chi is going to like stuck there, and it's going to feel the pain. So you don't want the pain, then you stop the chi coming in by not eating seafood. You don't want the chi to come down, right? Then it will be better. There we go. Tier number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Tier number 2, Golf Alpha Papa. So there's seems to be a lot to take into consideration when it comes to the chi, because there is the way things flow in life, right? Like with the blood that we create, right? Like with doing good things, doing things that are good and make us happy. And then there's that which flows in the body, right? And I'm assuming that is what the Karing and the Qigong is for, as far as helping to regulate and keep things flowing. It feels like there's so much more to the body map that we'll eventually come to learn from you. Like as far as like we know that the chi flows up and inward from the left side to from like our left foot and our left hand up to the head, which is where the Yun Sun is, and out and downward from the right side. And then there's like the elements that deal with the fingers, right? So yeah, I guess I'm curious to understand more about that as well. And I know that magic does not necessarily affect D8 directly, but it is through Karing and Qigong that is like the form of magic that does affect our D8. So, and I'm also, I remember you saying that it is because we need strong bodies to work, to do our magic effectively as well. So yeah, I feel like I'm beginning to get the impression that there's a lot of intricacy and nuance to all of this, even more than well, yeah, of course, because we're still at baby level. So yeah, Tenyat number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Okay, correction. Magic cannot affect D8 directly. Like you can use magic and then move a cup or something, right? That's not possible. But you can actually kill someone with magic, like I have done so. And how can it like not say it's a D8 issue when the guy is actually like dying from it, right? So whatever is in D8 is the manifestation of the D6 and so on, right? So if your whatever part in the system inside is being busted so bad, you can manifest it in the actual like physical body side, and your so-called organ can be busted as well. Like that time when I was fighting back and the guy got a like heart and liver from it, and yeah, that can happen. I also have busted people and they have like suddenly heart failure, and that can happen. So yeah, I'm very sure that you can use magic to cause D8 stopping. Okay. Okay. Anyway, before the net ends, let me bring in more knowledge here. So anything in the pre-heaven, because there's like no movement, so it's cold up there. When it comes down to the post-heaven, it's hot, it's warmer because it's active, it's moving. Okay, so when the essence is in the Yun San, right? When the essence comes down to the ghost altar, it becomes the Qi. And the Qi at first in this stage is cold. So we say it's negative Qi, Yam He, right? Because it has the property like it's cold, kind of like that. And then when the Qi comes down to the hot, because the hot is active, so it becomes like a neutral, meaning like warm kind of Qi. It's warm. And then when the hot burns it and manifests to the outside, right? Like you start to burn it and use it, it becomes the positive soul locally. So it becomes hot. So the Qi gets hot when it manifests, right? So when you feel your body, a certain part is hot, like not warm, but getting hot or warming up, it means that the Qi is like coming out, right? That's basically what it is. Now, when you feel a part of the body is cold, it means that the Qi is going back up, right? So there's no Qi outside, then it's cold. So when you like stop doing things, right, your body cools down, and that's telling you the Qi is going back up again. Okay, so it goes back up to the pre-heaven, and here you go. When you go back, it's actually the blood going back, right? So at first, the blood is actually hot. Okay, if you have too much blood in the post-heaven, and it's like you're doing a lot of things, you're like what we call burnout, right? We say that your blood is too much heat in the blood. So the blood is hot, very hot. Okay. Now, when you cool the blood, it means that you push the blood back up. Okay. So as you collect the blood from the heart and back up to the ghost altar, it gets cool again. So when the blood is like from the heart, it goes back up to the negative, the yum, right? It becomes cold again. And then it becomes going back to the pre-heaven, and the blood will become neutral again when it reaches the Yun San. So it's that's what we mean by your blood is more like in the cold side or in the hot side. So if a person don't do a lot of things and they don't move a lot, they don't use the like they don't use the post-heaven side a lot, or maybe they're like, you know, kind of like a statue mode, right? Then you can tell that a lot of the blood is like kind of it's kind of like you're not using it, right? And it's not going back up. So the blood might be stuck in the post-heaven, right? And now your blood is like all stuck here, getting boiled. And so you have this issue of the blood getting too much heat. And because of that, you like cold stuff because you're like hot. So you like cold. That's wing, okay? So yeah, when you move enough, right, you spend that stuff. And so it goes back to pre-heaven, you cool the blood. And now you don't feel like you want to be in such a cold environment. There we go. Tier number 2, Gulf Echo India.
Yacht number 2, Gulf Echo India. This has been another really fascinating net. I say one small question remaining. It was sort of it was just sparked off of an aspect of Hasia's question earlier. Like when you when a god dies, because mission complete, or you cut it off or whatever it is, how long does it take, or when does it start that journey back to eventually be essence or Qing again? TNet number 2, Gulf Echo India.
It actually depends. Depends on your chi. You see, the chi is the wind. So if the chi is weak, it will take a long time. If the chi is strong, it will be faster because you have a lot of wind. So basically, it's all about your chi, the status of your chi. But of course, like Lei at the house, he's throw away a lot of stuff and is supposed to go back to pre-heaven, but they're stuck at D9, so they're not moving, right? So what happened is we used the magic to help. So instead of waiting for your own chi to circulate, we used external force. It's kind of like saying instead of waiting for the wind to somehow pick up the garbage and throw it somewhere, we take a blower and blow it away, right? So that's what we do. Okay, let's see if Wing have anything. Team number 3, Whiskey November Golf. Okay. She said, how do you identify if you have too much chi, too little chi? Okay. Too little chi, hei hui, right? Then you feel weak. For example, your body, you feel like noodle, right? That's very weak. Also, the chi is like when you speak. A lot of the time when we speak, like you hear I speak, I'm loud. I'm strong. I'm firm, right? Today there's like these two repair guys. They look like this guy have tattoo, and they look like they look more like quote quote tough, but the way they speak is like, what the hell happened to your voice? there's like no volume. What happened, right? When you speak and you don't have volume, it shows you that your chi is very weak. It's very, 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 very easy to tell. When someone says something and it's like, hello, I don't know, I cannot speak loud. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Right? Yeah, some people are like that. That is the first symptom. When your chi is weak, you always like to speak soft. Okay? Your Sajon, chi is very strong. He's loud. Like, to the point, Kim Sajon is like, softer, softer. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Okay, that's a lot of chi. Now, sometimes it could be a fake symptom because, like, for example, people have like hearing issue. They can't hear themselves and they need to like say louder, right? So that is not because of they have more chi and then they have to speak loud. Okay, that is not. Okay, so you have to understand that it can be like a fake symptom. But, in general, it's like if you have enough chi, you will be like energetic in a way. Okay. Now, 3 types of chi. Neutral chi gives you the power to focus. So if you're not focusing and you're like dozing off, neutral chi is weak, okay? Negative chi is your thinking power, mental power. So if you feel like you're kind of cannot think, cloudy, brain fog, that one is down. The positive chi is the chi that you use to move your body. So if you're like, I want to go to the washroom, and then you sit there for like half an hour. Oh shit, I forgot. Right? That means your positive chi is weak because you can't move. So I want to do something, and just a minute. Right? Just a minute. Okay, I got a phone call, but it's just in time. So anyway, so when you don't have the power to move, that's the positive chi going down. Okay, so you can now tell if your chi is too weak or not. Too much, you have the extreme. So a kid like over hyperly moving around, too much positive chi. Right? A person overthinking, too much negative chi. A person that is like over focused and kind of like stone out looking at something and cannot like they have issue trying to change their focus, right? Like they just have to look at something and then they're like, don't bother me, I am looking at this. That means they are having too much neutral chi. Okay. So if you have too much of them, then you have problems. So anyway, It is already 2:02 p.m., so we have to end the net. 73 to all, and we'll see you again on NetB to continue because there will be more stuff to teach, and we'll see you back online as well. So continue to talk online, and we'll see you then. This is TY9 YUG. It's clear.
Kenya number 2, Golf Alpha Papa, clear.
Kenya number 2, Golf Echo India, clear.
Kenya number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf, clear.
Tingin number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha, clear.
Kenya number 2, Delta November Golf, clear.